One of the things a lot of people are wondering, because you said last week that you have the Epstein Files on your desk, is when can we see them and what's taking so long to release them?
I do. Jesse, there are well over, this will make you sick, 200 victims. 200. So we have, well over 250 actually. So we have to make sure that their identity is protected and their personal information. But other than that, I think tomorrow, the personal information of victims. Other than that, I think tomorrow, Jesse, breaking news right now, you're going to see some Epstein information being released by my office.
Bullshit.
What kind?
Bullshit. I don't buy it. I want to buy it. I really, really do, but I don't. Look, I don't know a lot about Pam Bondi. I know a lot about Kash Patel. In fact, Kash Patel was one of the main reasons that I voted for Donald Trump, because there was a very good likelihood he was going to end up in the cabinet. That was already rumored to be. And Kash Patel is one of us. I consider myself a freedom fighter, a patriot. And Kash Patel has been very outspoken about this kind of stuff, and Donald Trump as well. We're going to release the Epstein documents, the JFK, the MLK, the RFK, but the Epstein documents. So what gives? Will we get this fucking drop from a bunch of influencers here? Now, not to throw shade on any of these great people. I'm sure they're all wonderful people. Here you see DC Drano looking dapper as all hell. Look at that handsome fucker there with his little gray beard and his piercing blue eyes and this nice little three-piece button up here. Beautiful, beautiful suit. That's how you dress when you go to the White House, by the way, Zelensky. And then you have Libs of TikTok here, and then you have Liz Wheeler here. And they were all handed these binders and given this photo op with the press, which you see on this binder. It clearly says Epstein Files Phase 1. So maybe that means there is more to drop. Hopefully there is more to drop. But I got to call bullshit when Pam Bondi comes on TV and she says, oh, I got the Epstein files sitting on my desk. I just need to redact the names that are victims so they don't get released. And then I will release them to the public tomorrow. The problem is that she should have known that this was not complete. Look, the big news coming out of this drop here with DC Drano and Libs and Liz Wheeler here was the letter, specifically this letter here from Pam Bondi, Attorney General's office. And Liz Wheeler here actually had a comment on this, saying that this was the news. Check this out.
Hey guys. Hey, I'm in the airport, but I wanted to jump on here because this stuff is blowing up as it should be, and I wanted to open the Epstein Files binder and show you what's in it, because this whole exercise is about transparency, and I wanted to address some of your concerns, but I want to start with what happened this morning. So this morning I was at the White House meeting with President Trump and Vice President J.D. Vance and Attorney General Pam Bondi and FBI Director Kash Patel, and they presented us.
And of course we're going to get hit with an ad here.
Let me show you. They presented us with a couple of things that I want to show you, and you'll have to forgive the background. We are right now in the airport, and they presented us with this binder. Now, this is the binder that I posted a picture of. You saw that. Millions of people saw that. It says on the front, the Epstein Files Phase 1 by order of Attorney General Pamela Bondi and FBI Director Kash Patel, the most transparent administration in history, the 45th and 47th President of the United States, Donald J. Trump. Now, what's interesting is we're all waiting for bombshells, we're all waiting for juicy stuff, and that's not what's in this binder. That's not what's in this binder at all. And that's exactly how the Attorney General presented it to us. She handed us this binder and she said, the President of the United States, Donald Trump, has given me an order to declassify the Epstein Files, and I have been quickly working on doing just that because we want to be the most transparent administration in history. We know that as of a week ago, she went on, I believe it was Fox News, and said that she had the Epstein Files on her desk. And when I think it was Jesse Waters asked her, well, is there anything, have you found anything juicy yet? She said, not yet. So her message to me when she handed me the binder was, we expected to release bombshells. We expected to find the dark stuff, the dirty stuff, the names of the people that were involved in what Epstein was doing. And then these files were put on my desk, and she was relating how she looked through them. She said, it wasn't what I was expecting. I said, is this it? This is it? And she said, something is not right here. Now,
Okay, so something not right here from Pam Bondi. I think she's feeding us a line of bullshit, and here's why. Of course, let's get to this letter here. Dear Director Patel, before you came into office, I requested a full and complete files related to Jeffrey Epstein. In response to this request, I received approximately 200 pages of documents, which consisted primarily of flight logs, Epstein list of contacts, and a list of victims' names and phone numbers. I repeatedly questioned whether this was the full set of documents responsive to my request, and was repeatedly assured by the FBI that we had received the full set of documents. Late yesterday, I learned from a source, that the FBI had field office in New York was in possession of thousands of pages of documents related to the investigation and indictment of Epstein. Despite my repeated requests, the FBI never disclosed the existence of these. When you and I spoke yesterday, you were just as surprised as I was to learn this information by 8 a.m. tomorrow, which is long past by the time I record this and get this posted, especially. The FBI will deliver the full and complete Epstein files to my office, including all records, documents, audio, video, recordings, and materials related to Epstein and his clients, regardless of how such information was obtained. There will be no withholdings or limitations to my or your access. The Department of Justice will ensure that any public disclosure of these documents will be done in a manner to protect the privacy of victims. I'm also directing you to conduct an immediate investigation into why my order was not followed. You will deliver to me a comprehensive report of your findings within 14 days. I appreciate your immediate attention to this important matter. I know that we both are committed to transparency for the American people, and I look forward to continuing to serve our president, Pamela Bondi, Attorney General. Bullshit. I call bullshit. You know why? Because she said she had the files on her desk. Those were her words. In fact, here she is talking to Benny Johnson. Saying, I have them on my desk.
Where are we at with the Jeffrey Epstein list, the documents? And Kash has made a lot of public statements about this. Where are we at?
I was briefed on that yesterday. I can't talk about that publicly, but President Trump has given a very strong directive, and that's going to be followed.
Wow. Okay. So
a lot of documents.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So people can expect actual movement on this. It's not just empty promises.
Oh, Donald Trump doesn't make empty promises.
Yeah, right.
A lot of documents that were not released to the public. Look, everything that we got is already public information. Here is the website that was set up for this release, Office of Public Affairs for the Department of Justice. Attorney General Pamela Bondi releases first phase, they call it, of Epstein Files. And as you scroll down here, they have the evidence list, flight logs, contact book, and masseuse list. A masseuse list. Oh, that's nice. I'm glad everybody got massages. What kind of massages? Were there happy endings? Of course there were. But here's why I call bullshit, folks, and that's this link right here, the evidence list. Boom. There it is. Here is the evidence list of shit that was confiscated from Epstein. A cellophane containing images of logs, reports, files, a red rope, which is an expanding folder. I had to look that up. I did not know that. Tape cartridges, envelope containing VHS tapes, cassettes, black box, women's cowboy boots. Oh boy. Confidential reported material and nude and semi-nude images and video. Look, they have all this information. So you can't tell me that Pamela Bondi was going out to the media and saying, I have the files on my desk. And then she's like, oh, I'm completely caught off guard by it. I didn't know. I was told I had everything. Bitch, you see this list right here. I'm not trying to throw shade, man. Like I said, I am Team Trump. I have voted for this. I voted for the disclosure. I really do trust and respect Kash Patel. You know, Kash Patel is one of us. He's a freedom fighter like me, you know, a true patriot. That's what we voted for when we voted in Trump. But she's looking at the files on her desk, even if it was what was just released only, and she was told that's all that is. Her dumb ass is a lawyer, was a lawyer her whole life, and she can't look through this list of look at this. Pages of confiscated evidence. Did she have any of these fucking tapes on her desk? Look at this, butt plugs. Did she have a vibrator or a butt plug or 2 photos of female buttocks on her desk? Wow, this is, I haven't gone through all this. That's actually 4 framed photos of naked females. Handcuffs, whips. God damn, he was running like a dungeon over there or something. So, and look, by the way, check this out. See what this is? Evidence. Evidence taken from Jeffrey Epstein's island. Here you are, a whole fucking bin. Evidence, tapes, whole box of shit right there. What else we got? We got a safe. We got boxes of jewelry and envelopes and all kinds of shit going on here. We got another box. Look at all the CDs. Look at all this shit. You can't tell me that Pam Bondi didn't know that. I will not accept that. So what's the play here? What is the move? If Pam Bondi's lying to us, why is she lying to us? Why are they withholding things from us? We got the evidence list, right? We got this fun redacted list of masseuses, which was made fun of by this douchebag, this Eric Swalwell fella here. There he is, Rep. Eric Swalwell, the guy who farted on camera and the guy who was just caught on a hot mic, essentially talking about orgies on Capitol Hill and all that kind of stuff, wanting to bang Ivanka Trump. That's out there. But you were promised the full Epstein files and you got this. Now, that's complete and total bullshit. That's hyperbole. What he's pulling that from is this redacted list of masseuses, which are all victims. The only thing redacted were victims. Then there's a contact list as well that was dropped. But this also is redacted, which is funny because this has actually already been leaked on the internet. All of this has already been leaked on the internet, but somehow, some way, these were redacted, even though the list that made its way to the public years ago was not redacted. You can find this black book here, this contact book with all these names and their full addresses and phone numbers. So they even redacted stuff that was public information. So now you're trying to tell me, right, that this binder, and I'm sorry, I got a cold. I know I sound congested. It's fine. We'll live with it. You're telling me she said she had these files on her desk and she's looking at this fucking list of evidence in the paperwork that was sitting on her desk, and she didn't have any of these. She saw that she had to know that there was this much evidence confiscated from Epstein, but she had 200 pages and she thought she had the whole thing. Something doesn't smell right here. Now, there's a few theories floating around about this. Option one is that this was 4D chess. What they're doing is they're blaming this on the New York Southern District FBI, who, by the way, are the ones who, let me see, I'm trying to pull it up here. Yes, they were the ones who were trying to prosecute Donald Trump. This was the office, United States District Court, Southern District of New York. These were the people seeking to indict Trump. And in fact, they even filed a lawsuit now because Trump is trying to look into finding all the names of the FBI agents involved with his prosecution and trying to obviously fire them, which I don't blame him, and I would do the same thing because you can't trust them. They're crooked. But this was a class action lawsuit filed against Trump to stop him from doing that after they tried to get him arrested. So, no love lost for that Southern District office in New York. Clearly, they have it out for Trump. So now what Bondi is trying to say is that this department was covering this up and withholding documents. Now, because of this obvious hard-on that they had for Donald Trump, you could be led to believe that that's exactly what's going on here. And maybe that is exactly the case. They are trying to thwart the new Justice Department's efforts to try to get these documents released to the public. They're covering something up. They're hiding something. That's one way to look at it. But if that's the case, why didn't they raid the fucking office this morning? As I record this, this would be February 28th, right? Excuse me. Got a cold, yelling. Yeah, you get it. They put an ultimatum. I want all of the documents released by 8 a.m. this morning. That has come and passed. Why was there not a raid on this FBI office? Why did they not go in and raid the FBI's office? Pam Bondi sure as hell, there will be no withholdings. By 8 a.m. tomorrow, February 28th, the FBI will deliver the full and complete files. They did not. We didn't hear about it, at least, and you would think that that would have made the news if feds raided the other feds, which they should have done. If this was a true, wholehearted effort by Pam Bondi and Kash Patel, they would have went in and they would have cleaned house. They would have brought in their own feds that they trust. They would have locked the building out. They would have secured the area where this would be. They would have a search warrant. They would be, I don't know that they even need a search warrant because it's the FBI searching their own fucking documents. They should have had this straightened out. That's why I don't buy it. Pam Bondi knew that there was more than those fucking 200 documents that were sitting on her desk. She had to have known because we all knew. We all knew. Right? This is public information here. Look at that. None of this was on her desk. None of it. In that full list of all the evidence, none of that ended up on her desk. So she's lying to us, folks. I don't want to have to be the one to say that. I don't. I want this administration to succeed. I am rooting for this administration. I voted for this administration. I want disclosure. I want the most transparent government. But to me, this is a farce. She knew goddamn well. Now, is she just feeling the pressure from the public? Did she speak out of turn? And did she say something that she wasn't ready to do yet? Why release this if you knew that you did not have everything? It's a cock tease. And it allows all the libs to dunk on us. Oh, LOL, the biggest fucking blunder. And, you know, they always find a reason to take a shot at the throne, right? So, of course, they had a field day with this. It's weird because none of the lefties seem to have any sort of interest in any of this disclosure. I don't see why they wouldn't want pederasts to be publicly revealed, especially if they're in government. But to me, there's something fishy going on here, and I can't quite put my finger on it now. So one option is there's rogue agents within the FBI that are trying to thwart this disclosure. They're trying to undermine FBI Director Kash Patel and Attorney General Pam Bondi. They're going rogue. They're in business for themselves. They're hiding shit. That's one. Two, maybe they're hiding shit, and releasing this now will be the way to get the public to back them going in and putting pressure on the Southern District, raiding them, pressing charges, whatever the fuck. This was to get more public, get the public more behind wanting the rest of these documents released. I don't think so. I think that they should have never released this at all or even mentioned it until they were ready to release everything. I also think handing it to a bunch of influencers was not the way to do it. All due respect to these people, I'm not saying hand it to MSNBC or CNN, but we have this. Where do we have it here? The website for the Department of Justice here that has all of these documents public. And I seem to have lost that tab. So that's fun. But why didn't they just put that out right from the start? Here, put them all on the website. That way, everybody in the media has immediate access to these documents. Okay? Why do we get a bunch of redacted bullshit that was already public to the internet? This was already out there. List of masseuses. We got the flight logs. Now, the flight logs are complete chicken scratch. I don't know if anybody has looked at these at all, but they are completely illegible. You can't read a goddamn thing here. There's a website I was able to pull up here, and I don't have it offhand, but I was able to find it is out there if you dig around a more organized, legible collection of these, but they don't start till 1995, and I assume that's just because this list is completely illegible. This starts in 1991, as you can see the dates here, 1991, but a lot of these are just, they're so faded, and the handwriting on this is complete bullshit as well, so it's very hard to read. But this information is out there. It has always been out there. What I want to know is, where's this information? And why was it not presented to us? Why are you giving us a cock tease? Do you think we're dumb? Did you think that you would just release shit that's already been public and that everybody would go, oh, here it is. Here's all the Epstein files. Now, that's a bit unfair because, as Liz Wheeler said when she was talking here, she said that she was told right off the bat from Pam Bondi that this information is not all the information, and that really everybody was stressing that the real news here was the letter that was released by Pam Bondi to the FBI. That was supposedly supposed to be the big news drop, right here. This letter from the Attorney General's office, just letting everybody know that there's more out there and that they are trying to get it, but they have not been able to get their hands on it because of those dirty bastards in the New York Southern District. Fuck those guys. So that could very well be the story, right? Maybe that's all there is to this. maybe that's the information. Maybe, you know, look at this. Look at these clowns. There's Ghislaine Maxwell with her titties hanging out, rubbing the feet of Jeffrey Epstein. This is disgusting. This is disgusting. And this guy, these are pederasts. They're traffickers. They need to be brought to proper justice. We need this information right here. What's on all these CDs, right? We have the entire evidence log. Why wasn't this evidence log? Why did she think she had the full collection of evidence when we have this huge evidence log? She had none of this. Not even a hard drive, not even a fucking USB thumb drive sitting on her desk that she admitted to anyway, with any of this information on it. And if we are to take them at their word, how do we know that this Southern District, if they are withholding information, if they're not burning all this shit, throwing it away, deleting it, bleaching it, wiping it, smashing it with a hammer like Hillary Clinton's people? I don't trust it. I don't trust what's going on here. I feel like we are being lied to. I feel like we're being misled on this. I don't know why we would be. I don't know what the reasoning would be. We can take them at their word that there's rogue agents within the FBI withholding things, but I just can't imagine that Pam Bondi's that dumb to come out and say, I have the files on my desk, I'm looking through them, and then to realize that it's a nothing burger. It's an absolute nothing burger, and it's everything that's already been released to the public, which is most concerning. They're not even giving us anything new at all. Not a damn thing. Now, I have gone through with a fine-tooth comb into... Well, I haven't completely finished through it because there's a lot of pages. But I have been going through this flight log here. I've been trying to do my work. Again, it starts in 1995, even though the written documents start in 1991. So we are missing some digitized, at least from this record here. And you know what? I could have maybe poked around and found a complete list, but I don't know. I just think that those previous were just so not legible that they weren't able to translate them. But we have, this has all the dates. It has the flight to and from. What airport they flew in, what airport they flew out of, and who was on those planes. Look over here. Jeff Epstein, S.A., Eva Dubin, Ghislaine Maxwell, Matt Grippy, good old Matt Grippy, right? Excuse me. Sophie Biddle, she pops up a lot. She's on this list a lot from what I've gone through. And I have gone through the celebrities, but I am going to do a separate video on that because I think it deserves a little bit more attention. This one, I really just wanted to address what I'm not hearing conservative media say. And though I do consider myself an independent, obviously lefties are all insane right now, so I'm leaning conservative. Conservative media is not talking about this in the way that I am. Nobody's saying what in the actual fuck, right? How is Pam Bondi that stupid? I don't think she is. I think we're being lied to, folks. I don't know how else to say it. We're being lied to. This is a PR stunt. This is a farce, right? This is an absolute joke right here. Now, phase one, are we going to get more? Maybe. Why wasn't the FBI Southern District raided this morning? I would have. If I were Kash Patel and I got that letter from Pam Bondi, I would have walked in there personally. I would have walked in, shut the place down with my own personal agents and gone through everything myself with my own team. Maybe they did and it just wasn't public, but I assure you, somebody would have said that that was happening at that FBI building in New York because it's New York and that's where a bunch of media is, and somebody would have noticed that. Dan Bongino's going into the FBI. I trust him. I trust Kash Patel. These are freedom fighters. I trust these people. I do not think these people are lying to us, would lie to us. I think they want full disclosure. Pam Bondi, I don't know as well. A lot of people seem to like her on the conservative media side. A lot of people seem to trust her. She's the one who brought the death penalty back to Florida for pederasts. So obviously she has a passion about bringing these people to justice. I just cannot fathom how she would come out on national TV, start running her mouth both to Jesse Waters and to Benny Johnson and probably a couple other places that she's reviewing the Epstein Files when all she had was a complete and total nothing burger. Something doesn't add up. And the fact that the FBI building was not raided this morning, really concerning. Really concerning. What are they doing? Are they sitting on their thumbs? Are they? It doesn't make sense to me, and it's just not a good look. And to me, it almost comes off as a PR stunt when this is what you see. Huge disclosure. Just a bunch of YouTubers and TikTokers with MAGA hats and binders to show off to the press. It's silly to me. We need something better. We need something more substantial. I'm not going to rest. I'm not going to shut my mouth about this. I'm going to hold people accountable. At some point, they need to bring shit forward. They need to be asked about this in every interview that they do. This never needs to go away until they bring more information to the public. And if they don't, we need to ask for their resignations. I don't care how much I like Kash Patel. I don't care how much I like Pam Bondi. Somebody's got to be held accountable for this. They need to hold people accountable if the FBI's hiding shit, or they need to be held accountable for lying to us, deceiving us, and not doing anything to research this further. It's a complete and total nothing burger. We know for a fact we have this much goddamn evidence, but yet we get a fucking silly little binder. A silly little binder with information we already had. But I'll go ahead and leave it there. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Do you think that this is a rogue agent within the FBI or rogue agents or something at that FBI building? Do you just believe the story at face value? If so, why was Pam Bondi so confident she had the Epstein Files? Why was she so surprised to hear, I was told I had it all? It says it right here in her stupid fucking letter. I was told I had everything. I repeatedly questioned whether this was the full set of documents, and I was assured that it was. Bullshit. Bullshit. Does it look like you had the full set of documents, honey? Huh? What's this? Where's this? You had this list on your desk. You didn't open that up and read through that and go, huh? I don't have a silver Mac desktop sitting on my desktop. That's strange. Where to see this Toshiba laptop charger? I want this Toshiba laptop charger. Maybe there's a hidden microphone in it. I don't know, but I'll leave it there. I really want to hear your opinions. Am I just reading too much into this, or are we on to something here? Are we being lied to? Let me know in the comments below. Peace, love, and pizza. I am your boy, Seth Grimes, and we will catch you in the next video.